Final race on the programme, race number 11. Good one to finish as well. It's a Class 2 over the 1,600 metres with one very interesting debutant. Headed though by Circuit Glory, barrier 12 for him. He'll try and roll forward though from there. Harmony Victory, runner-up last time out behind Kai Ying Star. He's the one for us, last start winner. That was over the 1,400 metres though. Enrichment drops in class. Pacifier goes on for the first time there. Super Rich, a class dropper as well. Thinking Big, beaten favourite in this year's Victorian Derby, makes his Hong Kong debut. Beauty Spirit, fourth last time out behind Red Warrior. Gold Chest gets the cheek pieces on. Cock Campbell, Matthew Poon will jump from barrier 3, and Not Usual Talent, fourth last time out behind Dr. Jeff at Happy Valley. He takes a drop in trip. Circuit Glory, Rivet and Enrichment are the horses that have been up at Chung Fa in the last month. Brent, what are we looking at here speed map-wise?
Right, yes, the speed map. Well, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? With Rivet, he's the one for us. Circuit Glory, of course. Circuit Glory has led a lot of his most recent starts, so you would think he would power on with a long run down the back stretch. He's the one for us. Brilliant first up after a long break. He's got 10 pound more to carry. And Rivet, obviously, Casper Fown's calling upon Alfred Chan here in the 10 pound claim. You'd expect him to fight for the lead too. So that's probably going to generate a little bit of speed. You can see Enrichment there, who's going in a little bit fresh, is caught wide, and maybe one or two others also.
All right, speed map done and dusted then, Paul. What do you got track work-wise?
The first one we're going to have a look at is he's the one for us. Harmony Victory, actually. We'll look at Harmony Victory first. It was a good run from him here. He's put on 20 pounds, a really nice piece of work here. He's got the wide barrier draw, but he looks good with that increase in weight, I think, and he moves nicely here. Now he's the one for us. He's got the wide draw, but has 1 second up before. Up to 1,600 metres, has been placed once over that trip, so 1,600 shouldn't be a problem for him. He's going nicely here, and it was, as you say, it was a real strong win from him last time. Like the piece of work here from Lobo's Legend. Now, he's on the far side. He does edge away from Sea Right Dragon towards the end of it, and it was a nice piece from him. He's had 3 runs, and don't forget he was a Grade 1 winner in South Africa.
Cock Campbell is back as well. They've got form already together here. We'll come back to, we're going to have a look at some races in a moment. Well, starting off though with Umberto Rispoli. He'll be riding a very interesting debutant here in Thinking Big.
Umberto Thinking Big steps out for the first time in Hong Kong on Sunday. Dual Group 3 winner in Australia. You rode him at the trials. What feel did he give you?
He's a very nice horse, very nice improving horse. Seeing his form back to Australia, it's quite interesting. Obviously, you came in Hong Kong, first step in a Class 2 will be a big step.
What sort of expectations then do you go in with him realistically, given it's his first run for a long time?
Look, watching his trial, the horse have done everything well. Last trial it was just normal. The track was quite bad. We had the heavy rain, so he might probably didn't appreciate the surface. But going on the grass, I can see then he can be a different horse. He's got a decent draw, but like I say, always on a Class 2 race is always tough.
You rode Frankie's other horse in the race last time out, Super Rich. Did he run like he was looking for a mile?
Definitely, yes. Actually, after the race, I was suggesting to Frankie to step up on a 1,600. Then I had no the option to choose between them. Frankie was happy to give me Thinking Big. Actually, honest, it can be a nice prospect for the next season. So I'm happy to be on him.
All right, so this is his first start, and there's bigger games and bigger fish to fry down the track. What do we think?
He's had 2 trials. He's 12.33 pounds. I don't think he's quite ready.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. I'm actually interested in Super Rich more so than him, to be honest, first up.
All right, well, let's have a look at a few of them in action. We'll start off here with Harmony Victory, out wide as they swing into the straights. The other horse to take a check on is Beauty Spirit, who's got a bit of cover here. Further down to the inside.
Yeah, and look, Harmony Victory, as I mentioned, the track work, he's put on that weight. He's put on 20 pounds, and he's going really nice. He seems to be enjoying his track work at the moment, and he did show he's back to some form here with this second behind Kai Ying Star. I thought it was a really good run from him, so I've definitely got him in the numbers. As far as Beauty Spirit is concerned, he did stay on nicely enough here for 5th, but I've left him out.
I haven't got either of them in, but I can see them both running a nice race should the conditions work out in favour of them. Both Harmony Victory, or particularly Harmony Victory for me, has been a little bit sort of hot and cold. One day he runs well, another day he doesn't. Zach Purton's booked, he's drawn 13, so there's a negative, a positive there. I ended up leaving them both out. Beauty Spirit's still on the way up. his last win was in Class 3.
OK, what about he's the one for us? He is a last start winner. He does come up in trip, though, to the mile. He's got a wide gate, hasn't put him off in the past. Gold Chest down the inside, and Cock Campbell are the other horses that stay on quite nicely.
Yeah, well, both you and I, Andrew, have had a bit of time for both Gold Chest and Cock Campbell. I've managed to find another spot for Cock Campbell. I've certainly ummed and ahed over whether to put Gold Chest in, and obviously he's the one for us. Had such a long break. This was very, very good effort first up off a long break and some injuries to win.
Yeah, very much. I thought 1,600 metres stepping up should be OK for him. Look, he was there to get beaten, wasn't he? But he just got the bob in at the right time. So, yeah, I've got him in once again.
Second up from a spell, though, as Brett said, possible concerns with Cock Campbell and Gold Chest in particular up to the mile suits them down to the ground. Next horse we'll move on to here is Not Usual Talent. Not Usual Talent slightly obscured as they swing into the straight here at Happy Valley. And Party Together is out in front of this stage.
I think Party Together probably hasn't come to hand quick enough for me, so I'm happy to move away from him. But Not Usual Talent, drawn low, lightweight here. Ran OK behind Dr. Jeff, I thought. He has had form, or has got form at Sha Tin in Class 3, so I'm going to give him a little rough chance to fill a spot in the placings.
Yeah, I've got not Usual Talent in the numbers. I just think he's better at Sha Tin, so as well.
Party Together's not ready yet, is he?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I think his time will come, Party Together.
Definitely.
But so he's just kept in the fridge for the time being. Last horse we're going to have a look at is in Richmond. Now, his win was over the 2,000 metres, his sole win at Sha Tin, but even over the Derby, the 2,000 metres in the Derby, he was probably a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, look, I think he looks like a real out-and-out star. He's got the pacifiers on for the first time. He's got the wide draw. I think this is a starting point for him. Well, sort of towards the end of the season, he's just having this run here towards the end. But the other thing with him is Joe Moreira probably would have the choice between the size runners, and he has gone for the other one.
He put in an unacceptable performance at his last start last season. Prior to that, he was very well beaten in the Derby. So I think the fact that he went poorly after the Derby suggested he was at the end of his campaign, and John Size has given him a freshen up and a hit out before the new season, probably.
Right. He's the one for us, favourite again, Paul.
Yeah, I've got him in the numbers. He's the one for us, but I'm going to make my long shot in this race. I'm going to make Lobo's Legend. Now, he was a Grade 1 winner in South Africa before he got here. I really liked his track work. He's had 3 runs now here in Hong Kong. He's been 100-1 for all 3. I think he's cherry ripe for this, so at a decent price here, around 20-1 now, I think he's ready to win. So he's on top. Harmony Victory, he's the one for us, the hardest to beat, and Not Usual Talent with the lightweight. 8-2, 3-14. Happy to go 80 each way.
It's a tough race. There's a few chances. I've gone with Super Rich. He's been costly in the past, but he's a very talented horse on his day. If you can get an each-way price about him, I think he might be the one to possibly have an each-way ticket on, or banker in a trio. But you can see I've got lots of numbers in there. I think it's competitive. He's the one for us. Super win first up. Does he bounce second up? It's possible. I think for the milers, longer distance horses more so than sprinters. Not Usual Talent, Cock Campbell. You can see there's 1 or 2 others snuck in there for that trio as well, because it is quite open. But I'm happy to have something on the 6.
Yep, I think you've got to keep the favourite in there. He's the one for us. But yeah, Cock Campbell, I'll roll the dice with him as well. As far as the stats are concerned, we're looking at Danny Shum this week, Paul.
Yeah, like Danny Shum, when he has horses that have been placed at their last start, they come out and they run well once again. That's what the stat's showing, with a 33% win rate. He's got a couple there. Lockheed was placed at his last start. Harmony Victory as well. So he's got another couple of chances to add to that stat.
He's had a good season, Danny. 46 winners.
Yeah, closing in on the 50. Every chance he can get it here. Paul, what are we looking at as far as best bets are there?
Follow me. Hopefully that's right. With his name there, Follow Me. I think he's going to get a perfect run and be tough to beat. And in the last will make the long shot. Lobo's Legend, the Grade 1 winner from South Africa.
Follow you and your horses to follow.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. The play, though, in the race 6 with Young Legend, Follow Me, and one of those horses to follow, Best Alliance.
For me, I've gone Little General, race 4, number 10 for Zach Purton. I think I've tipped a lot of Zach's on the weekend. And race 7, number 13, One Step Ahead. It's a tough race, but he'll be a bit of value, so that's the long shot. And then Aquila for the banker in the Quinella with Marvellous World and Roman Odyssey in race 3, the sprint race.
All right, I think it'll be pretty popular. Champion Supreme will be popular as well in race number 10. I shoot myself in the foot. Is Zach Purton, race 10, best bet?
Yeah.
War Room, Martin Harley, race 9, blinkers on. That's the key here to War Room. I like his chances, and that is the play as well. War Room, Magic Legend, and Invincible Missile. All right, that's it. We're all done. We've got sort of a week off, though. No Happy Valley, but Royal Ascot next week.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. Some great racing coming through from the UK. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday... Friday, Saturday. Right, yeah, 5 days. Beauty.
Looking forward to the Britannia. We might see a few at Hong Kong after that race.
All right, that's the show. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Paul, Brett and the rest of the team, hope to see Sha Tin on Sunday. We will be racing till
Good night.